So if you're one of those guys who buys Boost or Windlace level 1,
This is all I got.
you've got to stop. It's really, really bad. The number one thing we need to do as a position 5 is to help enable our carry. The first step to that is understanding which starting items will help us to do that. Take note of what the pros do. We need items that allow us to win trades and take pressure away from our carry, which is why pro players, when they go to lanes, they have a stick, they have tangles, they have a lot of iron branches or circlets, a blood grenade for more health and killing capabilities, and of course, sentry wards, which you need in every single lane. Okay, I have my items. What do I do now? You need to block the enemy hard camp. There is no excuse, you have to do it in every game. You need to go to your lane with 1 or maybe 2 sentries and block this goddamn hard camp. One of the easiest ways for your carry or for you to lose your safe lane is because the enemy team gets usage of this camp. It has to be blocked. These spots up here are super great to block it on the Radiant side. And this is where you block the camp on the Dire side. Okay, now step 1 is done. The actual gameplay begins. What you need to think about is, can I win the 1 versus 1 trade against their position 4? A lot of the times the answer is yes, and then that would mean that you can play on any side. I would say that Hoodwink will beat the shit out of Crystal Maiden, which is why Sneyking in this game, he will start on the right side. He wants to play away from the position 4 and abuse the fact that Mars is a melee hero to continue to hit him. It's very important that as a support early on, you need to take attention away from your carry, hitting them as much as you can while also trying to use your mana. But that is not the only thing you should be looking at. This is, I would say, top 3 disaster moments where you might ruin your carry's game. He sees that his easy camp is unblocked, which is one of the biggest things in the lane. You need to block their hard camp and try to unblock your easy camp. He now has to go for a half pull. You need to half pull for 2 reasons. First of all, this now gives Meepo these creeps to help protect him so that he cannot be dove in a tower. But it also means that there's less creeps on this neutral camp, which means that this ghost camp will always clear like at 2 or 3 creeps out. So this way, you help your carry, but you also take away more gold and experience from your opponents. And now we go back to the lane. We go back to, from pulling and blocking the hard camp, we now go back to the lane and we go to harass mode. Around this time of the game, like 2 minutes 20, 220, 230, we need to start thinking of the Lotus Pool. It will help our gameplay so much if we can start thinking a little more systematically to make the game easier for ourselves. So here, Sneyking sees that the hard camp actually spawned. So it took the enemy team 4 minutes to try and unblock the hard camp. They did finally get it, but he instantly blocks it once more. And you have to do this. You need to bring enough regen in the lane to continuously fight, and you have to instantly block this camp again if the enemies do ever unblock it. Now, if we do these things successfully, your laning stage, it should look something like this, at least when it comes to the network. You're slightly ahead of the enemy support, right? Because you're pulling and they're not, which means you're getting more gold and experience. Meepo is higher net worth than Centaur, and Sneyking is higher net worth than the Veno. It means that we have successfully enabled our carry in the early game, which should give you freedom. So at 5 minutes, it's nighttime. It's a lot easier for us to move around the map. It's important that at minute 5, we start thinking, where can I apply pressure now? I've helped my carry, but maybe now I can help someone else. So Sneyking looks mid, and he sees that the DP is kind of aggressive, half HP. So he stole the bounty rune because this DP was about to refill his bottle. So he gets power shotted once. It's gonna get power shotted twice. So because of the bounty rune steal, because he's here, because he's now power shotted him not once, but twice, and now he's still middle. Nature's Prophet TPs, Sunstrike, Cold Snap, and now he's also killed the mid laner. The Invoker was 300 gold behind the DP. But now by the time DP respawns, Invoker is going to be ahead. He's now helping his Invoker get the active rune. And throughout the last 6 minutes, he has fully set up his Meepo. Remember the 5-minute mark when you're playing the support. In this case, it's Miposhka with your Toro. He's like, yeah, this lane is pushed up. So he just walks through the gate. Again, ask yourself, where can I apply the most pressure? Can I go mid? Meh. Can I help my Morphling? It's a Primal Beast with full HP, so not really. Instead, you see bottom lane, it's pushed in, you go there, and you are literally the difference right now why the carry Omni Knight is just straight up dying.
So we don't have the capacity.
You shut down the Omni Knight, you help your Timbersaw, you also help yourself with golden experience, boom. Okay, so in this case, Miposhka respawns at 550. Ask yourself, who can I help? We go mid for the rune. We make sure that the enemy mid laner doesn't get it. At the same time, he helps Lara to get a kill. 7-minute mark is another super crucial timing as a POS 5. But especially in lower MMR, I think the more you try this, you're really gonna start ruining your opponent's games. At minute 7, the Wisdom Rune spawns. If you have any stun, like you're a Lion, or maybe you're Rasta with Hex, or in this case, you're a Shadow Demon, look up in Miposhka, he just walks over. Because the thing is, if only one hero comes here, you will always get the Wisdom Rune. You're just gonna banish them, you're gonna stun them, and steal the rune. So in order for them to even have a chance, they need to bring a second hero. And even here, this is a pro game. They miss the vibe check, and Miposhka gets the rune. He gets tipped by Mira. Even though he dies, the entire early game of the enemy team is now owned. Look at their supports. They're both level 3, and Team Spirit supports are both level 5. Okay, this is an illegal play. That if you can try to play for this at minute 7, and you have the right hero, you have to go for it. Thanks a lot for watching. Let me know down below what you'd like to see more. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content, and see you next time.